Hi, hello, namaskar, and a very warm welcome to today's topic, which is the part two of engineering as a career option. Yesterday, we discussed quite a bit about different aspects of engineering as a career option for a class 9th to class 12 student. We discussed about what are the branches of engineering. We discussed that in very much detail. In fact, I'll show it to you from here. We discussed, are you suitable to choose engineering as a career option? We discussed the first step to get into engineering, the entrance exams, and of course, as I said, the branches of engineering in great detail. So, again, to quickly introduce myself, I'm Aditya Bose, your career coach from Toprankers Udan, and I am myself an engineer from Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, Shibpur. I pursued my Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology, and I pursued it from 2013 to 2017 as a Bachelor of Engineering. After that, I immediately moved on to education and entrepreneurship and have been doing that ever since. So, the good part about me being your career coach in this particular video is the fact that I have experience of being an engineer as well, apart from, of course, being your career coach. So, I'll be able to provide you with some great insights from the actual industry also. So, not just like generalized insights, some actual insights from the industry as well. Now, while we discussed the definition of engineering yesterday, of course, my own introduction, which I have also given you in brief today as well. Are you suitable to choose engineering? We discussed the interests, abilities, the personality type that you should have to choose engineering or to even consider engineering as a career option for you, possibly. The first step to get into engineering. So, what are the subjects that you should choose in class 11th and 12th? How to get into a diploma? What are different ways to get into engineering as a career option? Different branches of engineering, different entrance exams of engineering, both national level, state level, and of course the private engineering exams. Today, what we'll be discussing is these topics. What are the engineering institutes? What are their rankings and fees? So, we'll be discussing good top 30 engineering colleges, their fees, their return on investment, so the average placements possibly. So, placement opportunities in engineering, college life in engineering. Well, I'll also give you some insight from my college life in engineering and how I have seen other people's college lives in engineering and how yours can possibly be. Then, ideal career pathway as an engineer and the career progression in engineering, which will provide you, if you watch both of these parts, the part that I'm covering today and the part that I covered yesterday. If you haven't watched it already, I would recommend you to pause this video right now, open that part 1 in another tab, watch it first fully. Maybe you can watch it at 1.5x speed, even though with me speaking, I don't think you'll be able to catch it at 1.5x honestly. But if you're able to do that, that would be amazing. It's a long video, so maybe you can watch it in breaks as well, so you don't need to binge watch it as such. If you can, great. If you can't, then you can watch it in different parts as well. So maybe watch the first 15 minutes sometime, then watch the next 15 minutes the next day. So, like that, you would have covered the whole spectrum of engineering, which I am doing here for you, within maybe 10 days, not more than 10 days. And within 10 days, you'll know everything that there is to know about engineering from a broad level to explore it as a career option. And that is all you need to know to even consider it, right? And eventually, if you end up choosing it, then you can again talk to a career coach like me from Top Rankers to further understand about your career scope in this field. And this can go on for every career option that I or my teammates will be covering, right? So, again, to quickly put it in perspective, I'll be covering engineering institutes, college life, placement opportunities, ideal career pathway, and career progression. Okay, moving on. What is engineering is something we have covered yesterday. So, quickly to revise, engineering is the application of science, technology, and maths to make sure that you create systems which can be used by humans to solve problems eternally and systems which can keep developing by human contribution. So, some of the problems that you can possibly solve are building a bridge, creating new software, inventing a medical device. I covered the fact that I am also an engineering student, or rather, I have been an engineering student. We covered the interest, abilities, and personality type needed for engineering. So we covered the fact that you should be good at and interested in math, science, and English. We covered the fact that you should have some interest in tech, robotics, computer science if you want to become a computer science engineer, structures if you want to become a civil engineer, machines if you want to become a mechanical engineer, so on and so forth. Then, at the core, in terms of abilities, you should have critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and innovation, perseverance to be able to create something that can actually be implemented in the marketplace, communication, and collaboration. Skills that can not only help you in engineering but in any other career option. And finally, in terms of personality, we covered the fact that you should be curious, inquisitive, hands on, should be able to take some initiative. And finally, you should have attention to detail. You should be meticulous. Okay. The first step to get into engineering, as we discussed, physics, chemistry, and maths is something that you should be taking in class 11th and class 12th, or you can pursue a diploma. We discussed the different entrance exams in engineering, eligibility for engineering entrance exams. So we discussed the fact that you can only attempt engineering entrance exams for 3 years in a row. And after that, you'll just have to accept whatever rank you have gotten and accept whatever college you can possibly get. To get the best college, of course, you can consult an expert career coach from Toprankers. Now, what is the minimum percentage criteria? I highlighted the fact that you should be scoring a minimum of 75% to get into an IIT, NIT, or a government funded technical institute. We covered the fact that there are so many students giving JEE Main every year, and hardly these many students get selected for seats in Indian Institutes of Technology, National Institutes of Technology, Indian Institutes of Information Technology, or government funded technical institutes. We discussed the timeline, the fact that from November of the year that you are in class 12th to August of the year, till when you know you have the JEE advanced exams to give and the counseling to get selected for different colleges. So it goes on from November of the year that you are in 12th to the next August. And during this whole process, not only do you give JEE main as an exam, but you also give other state and private entrance exams, which I have not maybe listed down here, but I had listed down here, right? State entrance exams and private entrance exams. And the calendar mostly matches because, guys, you have to realize by the time it's May to August, all the colleges have the same counseling period so that you can have as many options as you possibly can get. Moving forward, so we discussed so many engineering streams, and 30 of them we had listed down here. And we discussed the definition and basic explanation of each. Now, I do realize that I rushed through a lot of this stuff yesterday. And I might not be re-recording this stuff. So one thing which I would recommend you to do is maybe you can watch that part at 0.75x speed because I think I really went fast there. And another thing which I would really recommend you to do is since I just went on to describe the definition of it, if you like one of those streams, then you can explore it further with your career coach at Top Rankers. The idea to even describe these streams was that, see, most of the people know about streams like aerospace, automobile, um, civil. Civil is a very popular stream, computer science, metallurgy, even mechanical. People will know a lot about information technology, which is something that I pursued. Electrical and ECE are very common. Mining is not very common, but still quite a few people know about it. Then, yeah, I think that's it. These are some of the popular, I would say, engineering streams. But if you talk about agriculture, artificial intelligence, biochemical, biotechnology, biomedical, if you talk about the new age career options like nano engineering, or nuclear, or petroleum, printing, quantum, these are engineering streams which very few people know about and which very few people will ask you to explore, even if engineering is such a popular and such a stereotypically desired career option. So my point behind covering these streams was not to give you a lot of information about each stream, because let's say a student is not interested in 14 of these streams. I don't want you to spend like 2 hours in just exploring these streams because I am asking you to do so. My idea was to run through a very quick half an hour exploration so that you can know what are the streams present. At least you should know that these are on the menu card. And then the streams that you like, you should be able to make a note of them and then pursue it or explore it further with our expert career coach at Top Rankers. So, whenever you find a stream that interests you in engineering or in any other video that I cover, I would urge you to note it down and to explore it further, to ask more questions about it to your career coach. Moving forward, so I think I'll just skip through all of the slides that covered the definition of different engineering streams because I did that yesterday already. Yeah, this is where we start from today. What are the top institutes in engineering in the country? So, under JOSA counseling, which is the central counseling for engineering entrance exams, we have 23 IITs, which are Indian Institutes of Technology, renowned in India, renowned across the world. Then we have 32 National Institutes of Technology, 26 Indian Institutes of Information Technology, and 38 more centrally or government funded technical institutes. So if we add up these numbers, you'll see that we have more than 100 good institutes in the country just sponsored by the government. If you add up the good private institutes, you'll find maybe there are 150 good institutes in the country, or 120 at least. So you're pretty much guarded in terms of the exposure that you get in India in terms of engineering. As I said yesterday, more than 15 lakh engineering graduates come out every year. This is more than the number of total engineers in China and US every year, right? So at least somewhere we are winning is something that we discussed yesterday as well. Okay, maintaining the status quo of the top 30, like I covered top 30 engineering branches yesterday. Today I'll cover the top 30 engineering institutes as per the NIRF rankings, National Institute Ranking Framework. Why didn't I make up a ranking of my own, or why didn't our team manufacture rankings of their own? Because see, there are so many rankings. There's a ranking that India Today does, there's a ranking that so many other magazines, newspapers do. But which ranking should I trust the most? That is a very important question. And I would say that this is the ranking you should trust the most. Is it entirely accurate? That thing is very subjective. You know, they have their own criteria. Somebody might put a little more weight on placements. Somebody might put a little more weight on the academics, thinking that, okay, placement I'll ensure if you teach me well. So, where is the best lab infrastructure of my branch? Where is the best teaching staff of my branch? Again, the quality of the teaching staff, very subjective. Who teaches the best? Who has the best credentials? Very subjective. The point being, in this whole subjective sea of how you can rank different engineering colleges or colleges in any department, so as to say, I would say that NIRF ranking are the most trusted because A, these are central government rankings, so there is no side business involved here. The government does not get a push out of an IIT being ranked at the top. IIT Delhi is as much of the government as is IIT Madras. So they don't need to, propagate a college just because there's some side business going on. So that is one. Hence, these rankings have a much higher chance of being genuine, which they are as well. And of course, you might find some random aberration somewhere that how did this college make it to the top 10 or top 20 or top 30? That is something you might think. But still, having considered every possible, aspect of the criteria, I would say this is the best ranking that we can rely for, not only in terms of engineering, but in terms of every other career option that exists and for which there is an NIRF ranking. Okay, so just to quickly run through, what are the top 30 colleges in engineering across the country? So the top 8 you'll see are all IITs. Madras, Delhi, Bombay, Kanpur, Roorkee, Kharagpur, and Guwahati. And then Hyderabad. The ninth college is an NIT. NIT Trichy, or if you were to read the long form of it, then Tiruchirappalli. And 10th is Jadavpur University, which is a West Bengal state government college. I almost said Best Bengal, which might seem very biased of me because I am also a Bengali. Um, then 11th, we come to VIT Vellore, which is a private engineering college based out of Chennai. Again, we have an NIT Surathkal, which is in Karnataka, Anna University from Chennai, another IIT from Indore, another IIT from Banaras Hindu University in Uttar Pradesh, NIT Rourkela in Odisha, IIT Dhanbad, which was earlier called as Indian School of Mines, ISM Dhanbad from Jharkhand, IIT Gandhinagar, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, which is a private engineering college based out of Patiala, Punjab. Then we have NIT Warangal. So NIT Warangal is based out of Andhra Pradesh. Once upon a time used to be in the top 10. Now is in the top 30. Another IIT in Ropar, NIT in Calicut, ICT in Mumbai, BITS Pilani, which is in Rajasthan, also has campuses in Hyderabad and Goa. But then I would say that here the 25th ranked college is the one in Pilani, Rajasthan. Jamia Millia Islamia, which is in Delhi, Shiksha O Anusandhan, which is in Odisha. SRM Chennai, which you know where it is. DTU is Delhi Technological University, and IIT Jodhpur is based of course, Rajasthan. Now, interesting thing to see here. Out of the top 30 ranked colleges as per NIRF, 14 of them are IITs, 5 of them are NITs, so 19 of them are central universities or central colleges. Then 5 of them are state government colleges, and 6 of them are private. So, if you can understand something from this, I would say that majorly you should aim to score a very good rank in the national and the state level entrance exams of engineering so that you can get into the best, the highest return on investment institutes in the country. In terms of engineering, this totally works. A lot of people would say, one piece of paper does not decide my future, and all of that cool sounding but absolutely wrong stuff. See, guys, there are career options. I yesterday also said, apart from meme admins and rather meme page admins and social media influencers. So, if you were to really make a career in a core academic subject like engineering, follow the rules. Don't be a rebel. Follow the rules. Be disciplined. Be hardworking. Be sincere, and do the right thing as per the tradition. Not all traditions are wrong. So, of course, changes are needed. Innovation is needed. Better ways to do things are required. But you still continue to drink water, right? We are not like, okay, why should we drink water? Let's question that. It's okay. If you question that, it's okay. But when you find the answer to that question, you'll find out that the tradition is right. So in this case, also, the tradition is right. You should try to score a very high rank. When I say high rank, it is towards the 1, 2, 300, like, as low number as possible. That's what I mean by a higher rank. So don't assume that I'm saying score like a 5 lakh rank and then say I scored a high rank. No. High rank would mean that score a rank as much as possible tending to 1 or 100, right? And try to get into an IIT or an NIT. If you're passionate about engineering, these are the best institutes to be in. Again, just to quickly have a look, remember the top 8 colleges according to NIRF ranking and any other legitimate ranking would always have IITs at the top. In India, this is the holy grail of engineering. I understand how much it is talked about. I understand how much you think it might be overrated, but it is not. Some of the private colleges like Thapar, BITS Pilani, VIT Vellore, SRM Chennai are good. I'm not saying they're bad. But these private colleges, the fact that they made it to the top 30 is amazing. That does not make any private college better than the top IITs. This is a fact. People might put out very good, looking brochures. They might put out very amazing campuses because they have the money to put it through. And of course, campus can be compared. So maybe a private college can be better than a particular IIT in terms of the campus. Possible. but not in terms of overall faculty, infrastructure, placements, and everything. If you see the overall criteria, you'll see that the top institutes are the ones sponsored by the government because they receive a lot of funds every 4 to 5 years. So they're not only getting funded through your fees, they're also getting funded through the government, and most of their funding actually comes from the central government. Yeah. So try to follow the tradition and clear the exam in a way that helps you get admission in one of these IITs or NITs. So again, seeing the top 100 institutes as per the NIRF rankings, what are the numbers there? I did some small analysis. 22 of them are IITs, 23 of them are NITs. So 45 of them are again central out of the top 100. Does this tell you something? I'll let you figure out. Then this 45 central becomes 50 central when we have the inclusion of five more triple ITs, Indian Institutes of Information Technology. So out of 100 top universities and colleges in engineering, 50 are centrally funded institutes. And then 13 of them are state universities. I'll let you figure out how many private have the space. So I'm again not saying that any private college is bad, but you try to score a rank as high as possible so that you can get admission in one of the centrally funded institutes in engineering. That is a message, that is an opinion I would say that I can give you as a career counselor. An opinion that I give to all my students who are in my batch and all the students whom I have counseled till now as date. And till now, I have provided career counseling, career guidance to more than 50,000 students across 24 states of India with my amazing team. So I think that says something about the experience that we hold and the advices that we give you. Okay, now, of course, this image might not be very clearly visible to you, but I'll put it in perspective. So in IITs, I took the fee of one of the IITs, and again, the difference in terms of fees of different IITs won't be very large. So if I say that the fee of one IIT is this much, the fee of the other IITs will also be very similar to it, right? Because they cannot like fluctuate it too much. So what is the fee per semester of an IIT? It's around, if you can derive from here, somewhere around 1,25,000 for general candidates. So every semester, which is every 6 months, you'll be paying 1,25,000 rupees. And again, if you are from economically weaker sections, then your tuition fee can be reduced for EWS to 57,000 per semester. Okay, this comma I think came at the wrong place, but you get my point. Okay, this is for people whose family income is between 1 to 5 LPA. 1 to 5 lakh per annum rupees. Okay, for whose family income is less than 1 lakh per annum, less than 1 LPA, and if they have managed to clear the JEE mains and JEE advanced examination, get admission into an IIT, then their fee per semester is 25,000 rupees. So we work with a lot of scholarship partners, who tie up with these CSR initiatives, corporate social responsibility initiatives, plus there are so many government initiatives which provide further scholarships so that you can also take care of this and this. If your family income is this much, and if you have the willingness to study engineering, if you have the merit to clear the admission process and the scholarship, process that they have for selection of scholarship candidates, you can get a scholarship which can even help you fund this much amount, so you won't have to pay anything out of your pocket. So there are companies like Foundation for Excellence, Buddy for Study, Shikshadan Foundation, many of which we work with ourselves, who can help you get a scholarship for this much money as well through either CSR initiatives or through their own schemes. Now, for NITs, so again, I took out the fee of an NIT. and realized that every semester in NITs also the fee can be up to 1 lakh, yeah, 12,500. Okay, I think I made a wrong sign here. This can be the fee per semester for NITs. And as you see, maybe in the first semester the fee is a little higher. Over time, it can reduce up to 63,000 per semester. So basically, if you get into an IIT or an NIT, you might end up paying 10 lakh in your total 4 years. So in IITs, it might be 8 to 10 lakh. In NITs, it can be a little lesser. So let's say in the first year, you pay something like, yeah, somewhere around 8 lakh only, I think, because in you pay 1 lakh 12,000, then you pay 62,500. So that is 1 lakh 75,000, around 1 lakh 75,000 you're paying every year. And then it reduces to 85,000 in the odd semester, 62,000 in the even semester. So based on this calculation, I can tell you that yeah, you're paying around 1 lakh 75,000 rupees per year. And if you multiply that by 4, so that is 3 lakh 50,000, is it? Yeah, 2 lakh 50,000, 3 lakh 50,000, yeah, somewhere around that. So I would say you are paying anywhere around 8 to 12 lakh for your total engineering 4 years, depending on which IIT or NIT you get into. And of course, what is your category? So if you're a general category student, this is the fee you're paying. If you're an EWS or SC or SC category student, um, sorry, SC or ST category student, then you end up paying a little lesser. And if you are into a triple IT, Indian Institute of Information Technology, then you end up paying somewhere around 4 lakh per annum, which is 4 lakh per year, which means that you're paying 16 lakh in the 4 years of engineering. So, as parents, if you're watching this today, engineering is not that I would say reasonably priced an affair. So, you have to save up for it, or you have to take a loan for it, or your child has to get a scholarship for it. How to get a scholarship? That is something that, again, our expert career coaches can help you out with. I can make videos on it. But the scholarship admission procedure is not that simple. So, mostly, I think you have to consider the possibility that your child might not get the scholarship. If you're a child watching this, class 8 to class 12th, you might not end up getting a scholarship. So you'll have to prepare yourself to either take a loan or to earn your way through college. A quick coverage on that. So during my time in engineering, of course, my fees was much lesser. So my fee was somewhere around 12,000 per semester. So thankfully, I did engineering during the golden time when um, the fee was pretty less as compared to today. But when I pursued engineering, I realized midway that I want to become an entrepreneur, something which I'm pursuing today. And I want to become an educator, again, something which I'm pursuing today. So today I'm an educational entrepreneur. Now, when I realized this, I understood that I might not be able to work an engineering job for a long time because everybody knows, their own personality type. So I had a personality type and I still have a personality type that I can only focus on one thing at a time. So I cannot be the guy who will work like 8, 9 hours in the office, come back and do a side hustle. I'll put all of my efforts on one hustle. And I decided that hustle to be educational entrepreneurship, that I'll give career counseling, career guidance to young students so that they don't end up like me in the wrong career option and have to endure 4 years of it, have to pay the fee for it, and have to push their parents to spend their time and effort and money on it. So when I realized that, I started researching ways of earning money in the third and fourth year of college so that I can start up with some capital in my pocket. Because I had decided that I will pursue a startup. And to become an entrepreneur when you're 22 years of age, with little financial support from your family because your family cannot afford that much. So my father could not afford like giving me 10 lakh rupees as a startup capital. Most of you watching, I think it will be difficult for you to invest that kind of an amount on a 22-year-old if you're watching as parents. If you're watching as a student, it will be difficult for your parents. So, how do you deal with it? At my end, I started taking up some part time jobs. So, I took a part time job in technical essay writing. So, I used to write these essays for students from the US, students from UK, and different countries who would not want to do their homework. So, there they would get research papers as homework. And I, since I really wanted to earn money, I had applied for one of these essay writing platforms called essaywriters.net, and I'd gotten selected as one of their writers. So what they did is they gave me access to their platform whenever I wanted to look at it. I would get a lot of projects to do. So somebody would have gotten a homework of writing a 27-page report on some certain poem or some certain um, drama written by Shakespeare, let's say. That kid might be a literature master's student or a literature bachelor student. Similarly, if some architect would have gotten an assignment to, make a 3D drawing of some um, structure or some building or some apartment. So, like that, every student had gotten their respective homeworks or their respective assignments to do. I had more of an understanding of business management, but many a time, just to earn money, I would take up different assignments as well. So, this one time I actually took up a literature assignment. One time I took up an environmental science assignment. And I used to do research a lot. So, I used to search on Google. That time, ChatGPT wasn't there. So search on Google, find out content from different sources, paraphrase it a little so that my write-up does not get caught and turn it in as plagiarized content and stuff like that. So I used to write, these homeworks for students, and I used to get $2 to $3 per page. So if I were to do a basic calculation, let's say there's a 27-page assignment, I'm getting $2 per page. So I got $54 per page, not per page, sorry, $54 for the entire assignment. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. So $27 per page. This is 27 pages, then $2 per page. Yeah. So I would get $54 for the assignment. Now, since at that time dollars were 60 rupees a piece, I would easily get somewhere around 3,000 rupees for that assignment. Such an assignment would take me 1 or 2 days to complete at max. So I would take like the entire Saturday and Sunday, which used to be an off in um, our college, because it was government college. So I would earn anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 per week. So that would enable me to get anywhere between 10 to 20K per month in the months that I was actively working on that part-time job. Plus, I was also teaching home tuition. This was much more stable income, but not as high as this. So I would get like 250 to 500 per class. And I would spend not much because I used to travel by bus. So I would spend 14 rupees to 20 rupees at max to reach the home of the person to whom I was teaching the tuition. Of course, time would be spent a lot. So I would spend like 2 hours sometimes traveling, maybe even 3 hours, but not in terms of money. And I would always come back from class to go to these home tuitions. So I wouldn't really miss my classes as such. So, in the genuine sense, part time jobs, I wasn't pursuing a full time job and leaving my engineering. Now, my point of highlighting all of these things, whether it is the essay writing, whether it is the home tuition thing, whether it is the different inter-college competitions that I won, where we would get prize money up to 20,000. So we would get prize money from 2,500 to 20,000 in TechFest season. Of course, I hardly ever got 20,000 as a prize money, but we have got many such amounts like 2,500, 5,000, etc. Plus, there are scholarships that you can win based on merit if you don't have the means for it. All of these are good ways to earn in your engineering. period. So if you cannot pay the fee of your engineering college through scholarships or through loans, then you can also consider these earning methods. So there are always ways through a situation. And a lot of people would give themselves excuses of not being able to do something just because the situation wasn't supporting them. You can convert the situation in your own favor. I won't say that I was from a very financially humble family and hence I had to do this. But frankly speaking, even if I was, I would be able to easily pay the fee of my own college through these pursuits. If the fee of my college was higher, I would be able to take loans. So always try to figure a way out. If you're getting stuck anywhere, I think I mentioned perseverance in one of the personality traits that you need as an engineer. And that is very much required even during your college period. Sometimes you might not be performing very well in academics. Sometimes you might not be, um, matching up to the pace of the other classmates of yours because they are also toppers from their own respective schools. Sometimes you might not be able to create a good portfolio just because you're too busy with academics. Or vice versa. You're doing very well in extracurricular activities, but academics is not getting through to you very much. So wherever you're struggling, you have to find a way through by sitting down with yourself and figuring out a solution that suits you as a person, that suits your personality. Again, there, if you face a problem, you can always contact our expert career coaches from Top Rankers. Yep. Going forward, college life and engineering. One of the most interesting segments. I think a lot of us keep talking about it endlessly, in our stories when we are educating students, when we are even having fun at parties, hanging out with friends from other departments. So, friends who aren't engineers or haven't studied engineering. We keep reciting stories of our engineering days to them. How does that happen and why does it happen? Are engineers too proud of themselves? The answer is obviously yes. That's why you see so many memes of engineering as well. Plus, we have a very high population. So, if NID DAT as an exam, which is a design entrance exam, is attempted by hardly 15 to 20,000 students, maximum of 30,000 students, this exam of JEE Main is attempted by 12 lakh students every year. So, huge population difference. Hence, you'll never find too many memes or too many people talking about a particular department in design as compared to engineering. It's completely different gravy. So population is high, people are very proud of themselves. Of course, we talk about ourselves a lot. I'm also associating myself with the engineering community right now as a previous student of the field. But I think a big reason of why we talk about it so much is also the fact that it was really, really fun. If you have seen movies like Three Idiots or Chichore, or a lot of movies in Bollywood have covered the Indian engineering ecosystem. These two are my favorites, so that's why I highlighted them. If you have watched these movies, I would say the college life that they showed in these movies is actually very true. Of course, it was slightly exaggerated version, slightly more fun version than the reality. But in real life also, engineering college is as fun and in some cases even more fun than they show in movies. Because of what they can possibly show in movies, right? There are some scenes that they cannot show in movies which actually happen in real life. I'll not tell you more than that. There are some parents watching as well. Moving forward. These are some of my photos from engineering. So I'll tell you this one really good memory. So of course these are some of the pics. So this is my birthday celebration from the first year in college. This is holy celebration. This is fourth year farewell. This is Saraswati Puja. I don't know what I'm doing, which is absolutely not appropriate for the occasion. This is from a second year picnic that we went to. So I'll talk about this pic a little. So this pic is from last year, and I have graduated engineering good 7 years back, as you could see in my profile. I graduated in 2017. Right now it's 2024. This is the room that the three of us used to live in our second year. And just randomly, last year, this friend of mine, his name is Sudhanshu, he called me and he told me that, what are you doing? Just to like catch up with me. And he was with another friend of mine. Both of them were my roommates in college. And they just met in Kolkata and they were just hanging out. They thought that they'll call me and we'll have a nice chat. While having the chat, they just jokingly were like that, why don't you come here as well? We'll have good fun. I don't know what went into my mind. I had also some work lined up in a place called Purulia, which is again in West Bengal. I actually booked my ticket to Kolkata. Next day I went there. So now it was kind of a reunion. We had met the three of us together, I think after convocation. So after 2018, good 5 years, 6 years after that. So when we met, we of course had a lot of fun. And I had some business event to judge in my college. Now, how did that happen? Since I'm now a pretty old alumnus of the college. I keep getting invited for some of the business plan competitions because I was also the student president of the entrepreneurship development cell during my time, and for good 3 years that too. So when my juniors came to know that I'm visiting Kolkata, they just invited me to a business plan competition, which was happening exactly at the time when I was visiting. So I said, why not? A good opportunity to visit my college. So I did that, and since I was also visiting the college, I thought, why not the three of us go together? We'll relive some old memories. So I talked to the students there, who were pursuing engineering at the time, gave them some whatever business tips I could imagine. And after the competition ended, we just took a walk around in college. A few things had changed, but this room, exactly the same as it was 7 years back. Now, of course, that's also a testament to how things could have developed in the college. So maybe I'm not doing my college great service by talking about this in, this particular way. But the story that the rather the moral that I want, all of us to derive from this whole story is the fact that in engineering college, what I have realized and what I've seen across and across, it's not just with me and my two friends or many friends, whom I made from college. Um, the friends you make in engineering college really stick. Maybe because the best minds from the country are stereotypically driven to give that examination, and hence they end up in the same college. And, the kind of open mindedness, flexibility, intellectual capacity they have helps them bond together. I don't know what it is exactly. But the kind of friendships that I've seen people forging in engineering college is very unparalleled as compared to most of the other branches. I don't know whether this is a criteria that is, you should consider for choosing engineering as a stream or not, but this is certainly a very nice, very small addition to what are the pros of choosing engineering as a career option. The fact that you'll make really good friends in college. Even I did not even pursue engineering after that. Uh, so Sudhanshu is currently pursuing civil engineering, now, of course, moving to business administration. And so many stories are there. So I have so many friends from engineering college. So this is just one example I gave. But my whole point being, I want, you to maybe understand the fact that even if you don't pursue engineering later on, you will make friends who last with you probably till the end of your life. And again, this is very unparalleled. I've not seen this thing in quite a few other branches. And it's not just because I've talked with a few friends of mine. As a career counselor, I've talked with so many students, so many graduates from each stream. What I see here in engineering colleges is unparalleled. Now, I really don't know the reason why. I can only make a few educated guesses, like I did. The fact that it's stereotypically driven into students' minds. So the students with the highest aptitude either end up here or in medical science, which is something that we are trying to change also consciously. But something happens here that forges very strong bonds. So yeah, college life in engineering is amazing, and the kind of infrastructure that the best of colleges have, the kind of I would say hostel facilities that they have, all of this facilitates these friendships, these fun times. So yeah, if you're interested in engineering, if you are passionate about engineering, I think this is a very nice add-on. The fact that your college life will be amazing. Okay, again, having a look at the top 30 colleges as per NIRF rankings. And let us look at their average placements. Let us talk about placements a little bit, something that I think you must have been waiting for a long time. Now, look at the packages: 18 LPA, 17.6, 21.8. These are all the average median packages of course, average and median are different things, but these are average packages of each college. The median will be slightly different because there are sometimes, the problem with average is that if somebody gets 1 crore per annum, they will drive up the average single-handedly. So if they were like, as an example, there are seven students. I'm giving you an easy example. Five of them get maybe, let's say, 5 lakh per annum as a package. That's the highest package that they've gotten. Two of them get 1 CR per annum. Now the total is 2 CR plus 25 lakh. So 2.25 CR. Now if you divide this by 7, then you'll get somewhere around 3, so 21, and then 15, so which means you get 2. So now the average package is somewhere around 32 LPA. Whereas you could see that most of the people hardly got even 10 LPA. It's just two people who drove up the average. So that is a small problem with average packages. But again, this high a deviation is not usually present in most of the engineering colleges. You can assume the average and the median package to be pretty close. So let's say if the average package of a college is 18 LPA, the median package will also be somewhere around either 22 or 20 or maybe 15. It will not be too much of a difference, right? So looking at these average packages, you'll see that all of them 18, 17.6, 21.8, 20, 12, 10, all of them are mostly higher than 10 lakh per annum. Which ones aren't higher than 10 lakh per annum? There is one, two, this is also pretty close, three, four, five. This one is slightly on the lower end, so maybe their faculty is really good. That's why this college is so high in the rankings. Or maybe the campus is really good. Like something must have acted out here. Maybe the research facilities are really good. So three here, four there, and that's it. Out of 30 colleges, only four have a placement lesser than 10 lakh per annum. What does that tell you? That tells you that if you get placed in one of the highest ranked colleges in engineering in any branch, of course, these placements are also branch independent, which means that if you get placed in one of the highest ranked colleges across India in engineering, your placement is something that will take care of itself if you study well. If you maintain the status quo, if you just study well, go to classes, absorb the knowledge given, do your lab work properly, play sports, engage in extracurricular activities, create a good holistic profile, you will get a good placement. This is a very good facility available in many of the engineering colleges and most of the colleges in the country because in outside countries, you have to look for your jobs yourself. It's like an off campus thing. So the campus can only write you recommendation letters. Here, campuses bring companies into their premises and help students get placed from their college premises itself. And that is a thing which is the most prevalent in engineering colleges. So here I would suggest that, and that is why I think students work so hard in 11th and 12th to crack the best entrance exams. Again, here I would suggest you to go traditional and try to crack the best platform and then work the hardest to become the best engineer. I don't know, many a time people would say, I cannot memorize stuff, but my practical learning is really good. But how can you apply stuff that you don't even know about? So memory is not that bad. And why did I say this? I said this because this is the kind of statement that we keep on putting forward when we don't want to follow certain traditions, which are actually helpful to us. So, in this way, many people will say, I'll get placed in a private college, but I'll really work hard from there. My point is why? If you, anyways, have to work hard, why not work hard from the best platform that there is? At least try to get there. If you don't get there, it's okay. I did not study from an IIT. I'm still doing pretty well in my life. Most of my friends are doing very well in their life. The engineers, the people who have switched from engineering, all of them. So these are guys with aptitude. So even if you don't make it to an IIT or the best college, you will do well in life if you continue to work hard, if you continue to learn. But at the same time, if you anyway want to learn, why not start right now? What is the point starting it 2 years later or 3 years later? So start right now, manage your other recreational activities with it, and don't give yourself an excuse to not follow tradition. So yeah, the average placement is pretty good, and you should work hard to get to a college which can give you that. We're edging towards the end of the engineering coverage as a stream as a career option. So here is a template career path. Wait, let me remove this thing from here. So see, in class 10th, try and score above 90%. Why is that? Because since you're aiming to get into the top 60,000 or the top 50,000 out of 12 lakh, which is something we also discussed yesterday, out of every 20 students, you have to be the best to even get into the top 60,000. If you want to be in the top 30,000, the ratio is 1 out of 40. If you want to be 30,000 AIR. If you want to be 15,000 AIR, then the ratio is 1 is to 80. So out of every 80 students, you have to be the best. You're getting my point. In your class, how many students are there? Hardly 50, 60, 70. If you score above 90%, you're already among the best in your class. So you're already starting to create an academic base that will help you prepare further for the engineering entrance exam. Plus, you're also making sure that you learn to compete against the best. Something which you will need to do to make it to the best of the colleges in engineering and in any stream for that matter. So scoring a higher percentage is not bad. Please again here follow traditions, study well, learn well, apply your academics in real life, and you'll see the benefit of it going forward. And it's not just in academics. The best of academicians even carried their academic rigor into their, you know, career option which they followed apart from academics. People like, let's say, Ravi Chandran Ashwin, who is also an engineer. So he has taken that mind to cricket, and you can see it in the way he talks about cricket, right? So score a high percentage, never bad to be academically high performing. In class 12th, yeah, in class 12th, take up physics, chemistry, maths, English as a language, and any other elective like a physical education, computer science. One small advice here: take up an elective which is um, matching the kind of stream that you want to take up later. So if you want to take up computer science later, take it as a subject right now. Don't think that, oh, it will burden me and it will not let me prepare for JEE Main. Frankly speaking, no school subject is good enough to burden your preparation for JEE Main. It's a myth, right? I also took up physical education because of that. And I think if I would have taken up computer science in class 11th and 12th, I would have realized much earlier that I don't want to do engineering. Because I realized it when I started doing programming in the first place. I never tried out programming in my 11th and 12th. And as a result of that, it looked very cool to me from outside. Something that I realized much later that it was a societal desire more than my own willingness to pursue computer programming as a career. So whatever stream you want to take up something related to it as an elective is another out of the way advice I have as a career coach. Okay. Now you've taken up an elective, you have the five subjects that you need. Prepare very strongly for JEE Main plus advanced. Give a lot of mock tests. So every week, every 2 weeks, maybe every month, I would suggest the frequency of at least every 2 weeks, give a mock test. It can be a previous year paper, it can be the mock paper given by a coaching center, whatever it is. There are so many books available, so many free mock papers available online. You use any of that, give that, and alongside prepare for boards. So every day in your schedule, there should be two sections. So of course, after you go to school, which is a section which is unavoidable, you have two sections. One is for boards, and one is for, of course, my writing is not all that great, but I'm hopeful that you're able to understand what I'm trying to say. One will be for JEE Main plus advanced. Yeah, so these two sections should be there in your schedule every day. And every week or 2 weeks, you should be giving a mock of the entrance examination. Mock papers are very necessary. Self study time is very necessary. Don't spend too much of time in only watching content. These days, I think that's an advanced form of procrastination. So you'll see a lot of these, engineering coaching guys reciting shayari and whatnot. Of course, then you can also complain to me that Aditya, you were so serious during this whole, video. Actually, it's better if you would have recited some shayari for us as well. But the point is, when um, An educator bides your time away by just, giving you random entertainment stories. They're also taking away time that you can actually give to your self-study. And buddy, you're busy, right? You're in class 11th, in class 12th, when you're preparing for an entrance examination, you're already busy. You're going to school from 8 to 2. You're coming to a coaching center or a particular entrance exam preparation platform or um, a tuition center, whatever it is, to learn something which can help you clear this exam. शायरी तो खुद भी बहुत कर लोगे, but वहां पे अगर कोई आपका टाइम पास कर रहा है 1 घंटा, you know, and not teaching you very valuable stuff, leave that entrance exam preparation platform. You should be focused on the content. थोड़ा बहुत jokes बीच में चलता है, of course. I'm not saying it should be all serious and no play, but it should not be too much towards, random time pass also. These days, I see a lot of educators unfortunately doing that because they have metrics to chase. I totally understand, but you should not get fooled from that trap. Make sure that you're signing up for entrance exam preparation platforms that teach you genuine stuff in a 1.5 hour class. There should not be more than 15 to 20 minutes of time pass. That's the maximum they should be having. The rest 1 hour should be core content focus, teaching you the subject, teaching you concepts, and then you should be able to do self study at home every day. It's that time pass which takes away, time from your actual self study period. So make sure that every day you save some time for it. Now, if you have time for self study every day for both of these things, you're sorted. Score 90% above in class 12th as well, as high as possible, and score under a 50,000 rank in JEE Main, as less as possible. Then, okay, I think I've chosen the rubber here. Yeah, in college, once you have scored a good rank, you'll get an admission into IITs, NITs, triple ITs, or a government funded technical institute, or a reputed private or state university. So take admission to the best university that you can possibly get. Um, Ask your expert career coach where you can choose a college based on your AIR. So I think these are places where an expert career coach can help you as per your situation. Which city do you want to live in? Which rank you have gotten? What is the board percentage you have gotten? Which branch do you want to choose? And which is the best college for that particular branch? The NIRF rankings are very broad. They don't list out per branch. So if you were to ask me, is IIT Madras the best college in even chemical engineering? The answer is no. If you were to ask me that Aditya is IIT Delhi the best college in mining engineering, again the answer is no. So every branch has a different ranking. That an expert career coach can tell you based on the city. Which city do you want to get admission in? Some people might not want to go too far away from their home. Some people might actually want to go far away from their home for an experience. So based on these criteria, some people might prefer placement over anything else. They don't want a good campus, they don't want good teaching, they just want a good placement. Some people want a mixture of everything. So based on your criteria, you can choose the right college with an expert career coach. So once you have chosen that, in college, and this is very important, I might not take too much time to cover it, but this is very important. Manage your portfolio of domain-based skills, soft skills, academics, internships, and extracurriculars. This is very important. A lot of people feel that after having made it to an amazing college in engineering, it's done. Now I don't need to do anything more. And that is the worst assumption that you can ever make. There are a lot of people who would have gone to the best of IITs, the best of NITs, whiled their time away, absolutely. And by the end of the fourth year, now they're getting like 3, 4 lakh per annum jobs. These are the guys who bring the average down. And you don't want to be that guy. So make sure that in college also, it's a constant process. Becoming a good career professional in today's times and mostly every time has always been a constant process. So focus on everything. Your soft skills, your acads, go to classes, after classes, pursue some extracurricular activities which you are interested in. I joined the entrepreneurship club, the debate club. You can join any club that you want to, music, dance, drama, whichever club is the most interesting for you. Manage your domain based skills. So, really focus on the lab work a lot, do internships, learn, and also cover extracurricular activities, as I said. And finally, once you get placed from college, how to manage your work life? Again, it's a balance. See, you can never totally enjoy or never totally stop working. So you'll always have a very nice mix of working and enjoyment alongside. Sometimes the work might be a little more, sometimes the enjoyment might be a little more. But more or less, these things will go hand in hand in balance. So maintain that balance. Don't try to keep it very concentrated that I'll only study 4 days before the exam. I'll enjoy after the exam and I'll only enjoy after the exam. I'll not study at all. Um, I'll only study before the exam. Don't do these things. I would rather say manage it well. So yes, you can say that during exam I'll study mostly, but during my other time I'll enjoy a lot, but I'll also keep studying alongside. That is okay. But you cannot just do one activity um, and ignore the others in your daily life. So start with the best job you can. Either join a reputed company which can teach you a lot about legacy, how to create and maintain a good product or service, or join an early stage startup, or start your own business where you can take more responsibility, more accountability, and learn from that. How you can create something useful which can also generate finances, or join a good post graduation and then start working. So you can also give graduate aptitude test in engineering, GATE or CAT, which is the most like two popular options after engineering. Of course, you can also give GRE and GMAT to go abroad if a particular college or a particular profile interests you. So many other exams you can give. A lot of people do MDes after engineering. So keep going forward in your career. Always remember to work hard, take responsibility, create impact, and keep moving forward in your career. And if you keep doing that, you can rise up from junior engineer all the way up to this hierarchy, vice president of engineering. In every company, in every organization, they would have a different name for all of these positions. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what the general progression is in terms of engineering. How you can rise up the ranks and be at the top in your particular organization. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this very long form video, two-part on engineering. I hope you learned something. I hope I could give you some relevant insights about engineering which you earlier on did not know. Type in the comment section what is something new that you learned, or what is something very insightful that you will always remember from the session. And you can also give us some constructive feedback on what we can improve in this content. We'll be very happy to do that for you. This is Aditya Bose, your career coach from Toprankers Udan, with this two-part video on how engineering is as a career option. Signing off. Thank you so very much for watching. If you liked it, do subscribe and do comment. Definitely do let us know. That's it. Thank you so much.